Spider-Man 2 is a great entry in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Some people consider it one of the best superhero movies ever. I think it's great, not one of the best. It has its flaws. I like the cast: Tobey Maguire, James Franco, Kirsten Dunst, Rosemary Harris, Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Bruce Campbell. They have cameos in this one. And J.K. Simmons as Jonah Jameson, my favorite. I love him as Jonah Jameson. I love the Jonah Jameson character. He's my favorite Spider-Man character. He's so hilarious. And Daniel Giles, I think, who plays Jameson's son, who's dating MJ, is good in his role. He's very wasted. And the guy who plays the landlord and the girl who plays his daughter, they're good in this role. Even though the daughter Ursula, she's wasted too. Elizabeth Banks is as good as Betty Brant, but also wasted. I say Ursula and Betty Brant are wasted because from the moment I was introduced to us too, like Betty Brant, the first one, and Ursula in this one. I was thinking that maybe they were being set up as like romantic rivals for between Peter and MJ, also liking Peter, but nothing comes of that. Which kind of you can tell by the way Betty Brant interacts with Peter that she does might have romantic feelings for him, and Harry Osborn still holds a grudge against Spider-Man because he thinks he murdered his dad, and Willem Dafoe's cameo of him appearing as a hallucination, convincing his son to kill Spider-Man, it was inspired by the play Hamlet, and Willem Dafoe came up with that because where King Hamlet convinces Ghost convinces Prince Hamlet to avenge his death. Yeah, I like that because I like Hamlet. It's one of my favorite plays, and Doc Ock, he's a cool villain. He's a bit sympathetic in this. In the cartoon I remember watching before this, where I was introduced to him, he was not sympathetic. He killed without remorse. He does kill without remorse after this thing he has on the back of his neck that controls allows him to control his arms instead of them controlling him. Like it messes up. So the octopus arms, they do have like Kennecorns, they do have a mind of their own, and they do convince him to commit the crimes he commits. But eventually, spoilers, he turns good at the very end, and this solar powered machine he's building that could destroy the city because it's too powerful, and so he has to sacrifice himself to drown it to sort of blow up underwater with him, and that was a good heroic sacrifice for Doc Ock. And the action in this movie is well shot, well choreographed, great parkour stunts, great slips and shooting. The way they make Peter look like Peter's flying, the web slinging, the fist fights, the martial arts, hand to hand combat, great fight choreography, great stunt work, great CGI. It doesn't look too cartoonish. I think the Doc Ock's arms are like a mixture of like practical effects and CG, which is done very well. And the the comic relief in some scenes are some do make you chuckle, but some are just goofy. And I like how Aunt May, she like Peter, she thinks he's responsible for Uncle Ben's death, but Peter finally confesses that he thinks he's more responsible because of what happened the night Uncle Ben died, that he didn't stop the guy who later stole Uncle Ben's car that killed him. And I like there's some closure with that. And the MJ and Peter love story. Jay's a bit of a jerk, like I said earlier. Like she gets held a grudge against Peter for not coming to her play after he promised because his bike crashed on the way, and then he was involved in this chase and shootout with these guys running from the police. And then this rude usher played by Bruce Campbell. I like Bruce Campbell's cameo, but he wouldn't let Peter in there, and because the sign that said no one is to be seated after the play, and Jay was in the play. Shouldn't she have known that? Whatever. And Peter does try to apologize, but she doesn't accept it. And but she does that after he saves her at the end. She does forgive him, and they do end up together, which is good. But J. Jonah Jameson's son, James, who MJ lives at the altar, they could have used him as Venom in the third movie instead of Eddie Brock, but he was wasted. I mean, in the original script for the third one, he was gonna be Venom. He's gonna go to the moon, and because he's an astronaut, they mentioned in this, he was gonna go to the moon and sign some Venom sample and come back to Earth and turn into Venom. And but they didn't do that. Why did they even have that character in there? They could have just had MJ dating Harry again. Mm, but whatever. I give this movie two thumbs up. And it's a good movie with a good message about how sometimes we have to do what's right. We have to give up our dreams, which is true. That is the case with some people. All right, that's it for now. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.